It is currently about 9 a.m. local time here in Guam as the eye wall of Super Typhoon Mawar is just offshore. And we actually have seen this wobble just a little bit towards the north over the last few hours after it went through an eye wall replacement cycle. And that's going to put this eye wall right here wrapping around, coming on shore right in the center portion of the island as we go ahead over the next 12 hours. The east coast of Guam, it's going to get the worst of this storm system. Winds are estimated to be upwards of 135 miles per hour as this comes on shore. Those exposed higher terrain areas getting the worst of the storm, not to mention a storm surge 6 to 10 feet, but some areas it could get upwards of 20 to 25 feet above normal high tide in the worst case scenario. That would be if we zoom in on some of these bays and inlets along the east coast. Now, granted, a lot of this is rocky, but still got some of those low-lying areas where that wind could be wrapping around, and that's going to be the highest threat of that storm surge. But even off here towards the north, as those winds start to push in, and then as it starts to wrap around, coming in from the west coast as well. So it really just depends on when the winds are, when high tide is. But that eye wall is continuing to wrap up. Seen a disturbing amount of people in the comment section of these videos and my previous ones here on Guam saying it's probably going to miss or it's going to be nothing. At this time, this is a very serious storm system. This is the length, darn it. At this time, this is a very serious storm system. This shows the extent of those typhoon strength conditions, and really the entire island of Guam is going to be under that threat here. Rota, not so much, and over towards Saipan, it does look like there is that core concentration of those damaging winds, only extending about 30 to 40 miles out from that center of circulation, but it is that eye wall that is going to be the worst of the weather. The latest from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center has the winds here at about 120 knots. And yeah, I mean, that's nothing to joke about, guys, as this comes by. Definitely going to be very serious. And this is the strongest storm that people here on Guam have at least seen in 2 decades. This is from the National Weather Service and their Facebook Live they put out earlier, which a lot of good information there. But point is, they said, you know, this is a worst case scenario for our friends here on Guam. So the storm's already picking up. The problem with this, if you're watching this now, you know, the winds are going to pick up as this approaches, but it really is that eye wall. It is that area right here that is the core of those typhoon strength winds. So right now you're probably thinking, where is this storm system? You said sunup on Wednesday would really be the worst of it. Yeah, the winds are picking up, but it's that eye wall that is the core of where we are seeing those Cat 4 winds at this time. So very serious situation going on here as this storm does continue to approach Guam and the Mariana Islands. Radar really just showing how intense this storm system is at this time. I do want to talk about the broader picture and about where this is headed and kind of what we're going to be expecting here as this continues to kick off here towards the west. And you see the broader satellite picture from our Metro Weather Graphics Weatherscape showing that inflow still coming back in from the south and the west. And we just take a look at the track as this continues to pull away from Guam. By Thursday morning, conditions will improve, but throughout the day on Wednesday, it is going to be potentially damaging for many of these areas here. Now, here's the good news. In the long-range forecast, some of the guidance continuing to show this hook towards the north just before reaching Luzon. That's all thanks to this high pressure back towards the north. It's going to weaken a little bit with a passing trough, and hopefully that will allow it to churn up here like that. It's going to be a close call, though. This is still a ways out, and of course the guidance is definitely subject to change here, all thanks to that high pressure towards the north and the east. But at least at this time, I mean, here in the Philippines, especially the southern Japanese islands, needs to be watching this very closely. And I'll show you how close. Those broader pictures kind of paint a picture, but this is our high-resolution guidance, northeast coast of Luzon, the Batanes Islands there. And here comes our storm system, and you just get that buzzsaw shape just off the northeast coast of Apari here by Monday afternoon into the evening. So really still got that serious threat there. Know if you need to evacuate. This goes for the Philippines and the southern Japanese islands. If you are in Guam, I think it definitely is too late, unfortunately, to evacuate. I mean, I'm happy if you're able to watch this while the storm's going on. That means you still have power, so that's fantastic news. But yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be surprised by this one. Just based on, I think there's a good number of people that know how serious this is, and then there's also a fraction of people who I've seen the comments who are just like, it's going to be nothing. We're going to be fine. I hope you guys are all taking it seriously. Anyways, that's all for this quick update on the storm system. Hope everyone's staying safe out there. Worst of the weather is going to be here in about the next 12 hours, next few hours actually, as that center of circulation comes on shore. You get that outer eye wall and that banding right in there, and that's going to be the big wind maker and that threat of storm surge here along the East Coast. Stay safe out there, guys. Check out the National Weather Service in Guam for more information. They're really putting out some great updates.